So once again, good morning and welcome to HR Generalist training, Cohort 4. We started this last year and towards the end of last 2 years. So we're able to scale up to this point. So one thing Normal Consulting does is this. We appreciate the crowd, but we want serious-minded people who are focused and who, after this class, will make use of whatever they learn. So please, let's pay rapt attention. So I've shared the class content with us, how we're going to run through for the next 3 months. And I believe you have it already. So I believe all of you know me, so there's no need to show my face. So, but let me just do that before we continue. Or let me do it, let me leave it so that maybe that will post the consecration. So now we're looking at introduction. So that is week 1. So we're looking at human resource management, evaluation of HR, core HR functions, roles of HR professionals, ethics and professionalism in HR. Now, to start with, who are those that are supposed to be here? As I always say, anyone that is ready to contribute to people's life, that is ready to make impact in people's life can be HR. So all you just need to do is to know when to empathize, know when to be firm, and know when to apply rules, policies, and everything. So let's move on to the second slide. We have definition of HR. Definition of HR. So when we talk about HR, what does that mean? HR is a strategic management of people in an organization. When we say strategic, you don't just jump. So the why, the WH questions will always be on your table. For example, we want to recruit. Why do we need these people in this organization? Which department do we need them? How will we be able to utilize their potentials and what they are bringing to the table? How do we measure them? What are the metrics? So human resource management deals with strategic management of people in an organization. 2, it treats employee as valuable assets. So imagine, how can CEO survive without employee? They cannot. So the CEO cannot be there in this department, in the other department, this, that. So that is why all the money that is coming to him or her, he now looks at it, okay, let me just take 10%, and this remaining 90%, let me spread it in order to bring people to the table. That is definition of human resource management. What do? We treat employee as valuable assets. Just the way you respect your house. This is the asset. I built this house from scratch to this. I made this mansion by the grace of God. Yes, I bought this car. So the same thing, you need to value the employee as human resource manager. So what is human resource management? It simply means aligning people with business goal. Aligning people with business goal. So like, for example, as a consulting firm, consulting services, what is our goal as Oma Consulting Services? The goal is simple: simplifying business for business owner, helping them to achieve their goal. Okay, I am into production of creams, perfume, and the rest. And now I come in as a consultant. What is my aim? My aim is to help this manufacturer take this goods to the last consumer, take these goods to the last person that needs it, so that the money can come in. And how do I do that? I will look into the market and help him to understand that these goods cannot move out without production. So I need a production manager. So as the production manager is working, I need a quality assurance manager who will ensure that whatever that is coming out of the factory is okay to go out. Then 3, after the production and everything is okay, if you store it in the store without taking it out, nothing is happening. But at the same time, I also need a store manager that will ensure that last in, first out. So the one that come in will have to go out. So how do we keep them so that they will be preserved and they will not spoil? I need a store manager. Are you seeing the analysis I'm doing? First, production. Second, quality assurance. Then I now need a store manager. After that, everything is being stored. How do we get it to consumer? I need a marketer. I need a marketer or a sales manager. So from the sales manager, split it to marketer who will go out to the street to identify these potential consumers or potential buyers who will come and patronize us. So these are the talks I'm bringing on the table before the CEO. So by the time we align all these managers together, we now look at the subordinate that need to work with them. With that, the business goal is achieved. So the last thing we have here is human resource management focuses on development, motivation, and performance of employee. That is very important. So at any point in time, your focus is that how will this employee be better off next month than the way he or she is now? And that is why reporting is very important. All the people you're entrusted as a manager, you must see that there are people that will be able to carry people along and also help them to achieve whatever they need to achieve. So why is human resource management important? Why? So as HR, you need to ask this question, and it's very, very important. Why is it important? So let's look at it. Now, okay, my slide is moving now. Now, human resource is very important because it helps to improve productivity. Just as I said, one person cannot do it all. So when you have HRM in place, you divide people to their various places and they will function well. It also enhances employee engagement. So what is employee engagement? Talking to employee, knowing their pains, taking their pains to the management, ensuring that everybody is fine. When it's time for them to go on leave, you hasten everything. You make sure that laws and policies are in place. Human resource management also reduces employee turnover. Let me tell you something. If you have a way of relating with your employee very well, I tell you of a truth, before any of them even leave for another company, they will let you know. So with that, you will be able to prepare to replace them. And also some also stay because you always carry their matter. You always ensure that the CEO see your point of view and see how it favors them. So when a good HRM will help to reduce employee turnover. It also ensures legal compliances. Yes. I don't know whether we've had, last year we have a lot of trend of employees taking employer to the court. And all of them won the case. All the employees won the case. Why? Why is this so? Because most time somebody is not doing well, the CEO terminates. No, be careful. Be careful. You are holder of law and you must first comply. So be careful. I had a scenario when the CEO said, I should just terminate the driver. And that's what happened. He said he had an accident and the car got damaged and the amount we are using to replace it is too much. I said, I understand. I sympathize with you that the car was damaged and the damage was. Well, can we go into the root of the matter? And when we were unveiling everything, when I discovered that the driver was on his right, it's just that the car the hit was a Lagos state government, and now the government is now using their impunity to ride on him. And I said, and I asked a question: has he ever been engaged in accident and he was warned that in case it happened again, this will happen? There's no record. And the answer was no. And I went further. Was this person having any record of bad driving? And the answer was no. And I said, on what ground are you terminating? This person cannot go highest. He can go on suspension. And even the suspension is also. So what this person needs is just what oral warning. And when he slipped over the matter, he discovered that it was right. And I now end the statement by saying, please, we have to be careful how we deal with employee. You don't know who is who. Your case might be in the court tomorrow. So if you do all you can as a holder of law and you are in compliance, no matter what, even though they take you to the court, you can appear. So please, let's take note of that. So HRM is very important because it also builds strong organizational culture. Now, what is culture? The way of life. The way of life. There are some organizations that trust is one of the great things, though trust is needed in all the businesses. So during interview and you discover that this person is like this, is not straightforward, there is no need of continuing at all. You stop it there. You stop it. Then another thing again is this. So some people's culture is accountability. Accountability, very important. Yes, you get it wrong, but own up. So these are some of the things. So you have to know the culture of your organization, what the organization hold without esteem. Some call it 3 non-negotiable things. Some tell you that the red line. So all those things, you have to take note of them when you are doing your employment. So the next thing is core HR functions. What are the core HR functions? I'm going to run through them. So remember, this is introduction, and we're going to deal with them one by one until the last class. Recruitment and selection, we all know about that. Learning and development, which is part of what we're doing. Performance management, this is just ranking each of the department and employee with their metrics, with the metrics that they need to be measured. Compensation and benefit, that is salary, 13th month, every other benefit that you might think of. Then employee relation, settling matters, conflicts, and the rest of them. HR administration, that is just you trying to like documentation, people, you just employ someone, background check, and all those things are HR administration. Then let's run through recruitment and selection just shortly. So in recruitment, we're going to still deal with this later. In recruitment, we'll look at job analysis and description, sourcing and screening candidates, interview and background check, and then hiring and onboarding. So when we talk about job analysis, it's just you asking your question, why do we need a clerk? Why do we need a HR? Why do we need this and that? So when you are done that finish, then you now do your description. So your job description, that is when you have your requirements, that is when you have your educational requirement, experience requirement, everything is there. So by the time you do all those analysis, the overview, so when you just add call to action to it, or it already automatically become an advert, then you push it out. Sourcing and screening, as the application is coming, you are checking. You have your checklist, name, degree, age, location, year of experience. You have all this, your checklist in your Excel list. So as you are checking them and everything, so those that meet up with the requirement, they are those that you will be getting for an interview. Then after interview, you do your background check, you do your hiring, and then onboarding. So the next thing we have is learning and development. So training needs analysis. Why do I need to train these people? For example, why are we here today? Why are we here? We want to know the rudiment of human resource management. That is why we are here. So design training program, just like the curriculum and the outline that I've dropped on the group for us all. Then coaching and mentoring, which is what we are doing now. After this, when you have questions, I try to apply this and that, you can always ask me. Then evaluating training impact. Now, in the course of, after we have done recruitment, now any recruitment that I will be having in normal consulting, I will share it to us for us to go ahead, place it on all the job boards, and then come back with qualified CVs. So thereby so doing, I'm evaluating. I will also allow you to run the interviews, select from beginning to the end. So with that, I'm evaluating whether what I'm teaching is imparting or not. So performance management. What do we mean by that? We start by setting KPIs, key performance index. So what do we mean by that? The metrics that you are going to use to judge or measure an employee whether they are doing well. For example, as an HR, what are the metrics? The employment turnaround, that is the time at which you start your employment. For example, we say we need a senior manager today, so you have to deliver within 3 weeks. That is your metrics. So after 3 weeks and you are not able to deliver, you have scored 0. So if after 3 weeks you have moved on maybe to 80%, you also see it. So that is that. And also maybe you have to develop a policy. You have 1 month to do that. So it passes through review and the rest. So these are some of those. So you set your KPIs. So performance appraiser. So it's a KPI that you have set now that you now use to do your appraiser. So what is appraiser? For example, I will say, Abosede, come. Let me know what you have been doing. You have been doing recruitment for 2 months. So how many have you hired? How many have you brought for an interview, that you have sourced and they have come for an interview. And so how many disqualify? How many qualify? So that would tell me the technical prowess behind your professionalism, behind what you have been doing. So if I see that you have a lot of people that are not qualified, that means you are not placed, either you are not placing your job ad in the right place, or your sourcing is wrong. You don't have a good checklist to match up with your job adverts. You understand? So we also have feedback and coaching. For example, if after I've rated you and you say my rating is bad, then we have a dialogue, we have a discussion. So why do you rate me like this? I don't think it's so, because I am this, and that. I will now look at it. Then me that I'm rating you, I will not tell you this is the reason I do this. So I will not tell you what you need to do to mitigate, to ensure that this don't happen again. I'm already coaching. Then managing on that performance. Those that are scored below level, maybe we put 50 or 60 as a red line. Those that passes there. So we have to like put them under probation, that you need to step up. If not, after this, you need to excuse the company. So that is how performance runs. So we also have compensation and benefit. Since I talked about that earlier, that is all about salary and wages. So when we say wages, for example, I think Kome can bear me witness, telecom running wages come daily or weekly. So especially with these technical staffs, those that we call them, I want to remember the professional word again. All these artisan technicians and the rest. So most of them, I can't recall the name now. So most of them, they prefer wages, not monthly. They cannot wait. Yes. So we also have bonuses and incentive, health insurance and pension, and leave benefits. So under that, so let's talk about employee relations, handling grievance, conflict resolution, disciplinary procedure, promoting positive workplace. So it seems I'm very fast. I understand. So sorry, we're just doing introduction. That is why. So when we begin to take it one by one, I will explain, and I will ask question. Please, it seems I'm very fast. So I want to call myself back. So when we talk about employee relation, we'll talk about handling grievances. I have a lot of examples. I have a lot. But since we are not dealing with the topic fully, and we're just doing introduction, I will save it to that day. So conflict resolution, disciplining procedure as an HR, you can laugh with everybody, but you must be a man or a woman of your words. I have had cases when you have sacked somebody, either the MD or the board will come and ask you, allow this person to stay. It is unethical. It then means you don't know what you are doing. It has happened to me before, I understand. You know, sometimes you can't control the MD. You allow them to do whatever they need to do. But I tell you, the reason you see to terminate that person will also make you to regret. It has happened to me more than 3-4 times. And I used to say to you, hey, please, we have a reason why we say we should let this person go. But nevertheless, at your word, I will obey. But you will watch out later. And it will always happen. So please, always stand your ground. It's very, very important, please. I just needed to emphasize this. So when we talk about HR administration, maintaining employee records is very important. It will help. Managing contracts. Yes, we have different contracts. Like some are full-time, while some are part-time, some are contracts basis, some the contract is just 3 months, and like that. So it's very, very important that we know the categories and where we belongs to. So it's very important. So that is that for that. So let me pause before I go down to the remaining part. About the day, are you hearing me since? Any question, please?
I can hear you, sir. No question.
No question. So, Come, Alpha, can you hear me?
Very loud and clear, sir.
Okay, any question?
For now.
Okay, for now. We're at the introductory level. I'm not. Yes. So,
yes,
now, managing contract, ensuring policy compliances, and supporting payroll. Do you know why we put supporting payroll here? Sometimes the payroll is a sole responsibility of both HR and accountant. So whichever the company decides to handle it is fine. So HR will support payroll. Accountant also support payroll. It's our core duty. But whosoever the company refer to can handle it. For example, if the company say accountant should handle it, so your own is prepare the payroll finish, the amount and everything, forward it to accountant to end it. But if it is the HR that is doing end to end, you will do everything. Then you still have, in a bigger company, chief financial officer will still have to check whether what you have done is correct, and then they'll okay it, or the MD or the GM will still have to be a control for you before you move on. Now, roles of HR professionals. Now, please, I have a comprehensive note. This is just the slide. So I will give you the note that you will read. And I want you to check it very well. I do not want to use note to teach. It will be very, very bogus. I have the note there. Now, role of HR. So who is HR? Number one, HR is a strategic partner. Why do I say so? If you hire wrongly, listen, you will never get the right results. So that is why every CEO that is mindful of tomorrow will always carry HR along. Not that you just bring somebody, please onboard this person. We need 10 people. Without evaluation, you just be pumping them in. It's just a time bomb waiting to blow. So HR is the strategic partner. That is who you see yourself. No decision on the board that you are not there. And now, you know, sometimes the rating of organization is different. Where HR is most rated is in HR consulting firm, where you have big position and line up for HR. But in most organizations, they might just have one or two HR. And no matter your level, any decision, any top management meeting, you will be there. Whether it's oil and gas, whatever, you will be there, because you need to hear whatever they are saying, their needs, to hire right. So that is why we call it strategic partner. So your salary might not be up to the highest person in the organization, but you are very, very important like that person. So I just wanted to take note of that. So HR is also an employee champion, because you are the one hiring them, you are the first point of contact, and when you needed to ensure that policy goes around, you are also the driver of this. So you are an employee champion. HR is a change agent. That is who you are. So you want the best for the organization, they need to win you, and then you win the remaining employee, and everybody move on. HR is an administrative expert. Why do I say so? Now, many times something happened in an organization, employee has conned, went away the company property, it is you that will come to HR. We need to fish out this person. Tell me, if you do not do your background check, you did not collect the guarantors details, you did not get the NIM, the BVN, and everything, at that point, you will not know what to do. Please ensure your recording are right. Very, very important. I used to do it sometimes. If people do not submit their recording, I will not pay them their salary. By the time they do not see salary, the next thing, what they cannot see all this while, in the next 2-3 days, they will supply it. It's very important, please. So HR is also a mediator. I used to tell people that HR is your friend, and at the same time, HR is not your friend. What do I say? What do I mean by that? You are a mediator. You dance to the employer, you dance to the employee. When the employer wants to cross the boundary and is going outside the ambient of the law, you need to let him know. And as an HR, you must be a fearless person, not to fear the CEO. Yes, they pay your salary, but at the same time, you should be bold to talk to them. Hello, sir, with all due respect, this path you are treading is wrong. Why? Employee cannot be under servitude. There is a law that binds us together. He said, no, this is what we must do. And I used to tell them, yes, I've said it several times, that, sir, if you can do it to the cleaner, you will do it to me. Because you are the only person that is indispensable in this organization. So please, you need to let them know, so that whenever a decision is going, don't be part of it. They say, let's plan and cut that all this employee, this thing, let's deduct this, we'll turn it into the company. We're not going to pay them. All those dubious activities, don't engage yourself in them. Because you think you are better than the cleaner they want to deal with. You think you are better than that manager they want to chase away without any forms of policy breach. Wait, your time is coming. By the time you see somebody that will align more than you, they will kick you out the same way. So that is why, as a custodian of law, you must constantly remind them, please don't be arrogant. Don't talk to them rudely, but stand firm in whatever you are saying. And that is very important. So HR is also a talent manager. It's very important. Yes, you manage the talent. By the time you see that this person came in as a cleaner, he's doing well now, he's fit for front desk, please don't hesitate. Push the person there. Push the person there. So align the talent one by one is very, very important. So ethics in HR. Ethics in HR. So I employed an HR officer last year, and I told her something. That's my meeting just remains small, so I think we are close to the last slide. So I told her something that HR is like occultism. Don't be scared. By the grace of God, I'm a pastor. I'm not into any occult. But what do we mean by occult? The occult simply means we are bounded with rules and regulations that you cannot vote out. For example, HR, you are handed over with confidentiality. For example, now, where I'm HR manager, I have access to everything that even the GM don't have access to. So it is my responsibility to keep this thing confidential, especially salary. HR should not be discussing another person's salary with any other person. The only place that discussion can even happen is between you and CEO. When we have the cadres, maybe you are the head HR, you have the HRM, you have the HR officer, you have the HR admin. So if it is the head HR that determines the salary, you are not even permitted to discuss with the HRM. You are not permitted to discuss with the HR officer, except the meeting warrants it. So you have taken that oath. You must not, and it cannot. So if you breach this, if you take it to the highest authority like CIPN, your license will be withdrawn. So please, you are a custodian of confidentiality, fairness, and objectivity. So whether it's your brother or your sister, when you're supposed to judge it fairly, integrity and transparency, compliance with the law. That is who we are as an HR. Please let this sink into us clearly. And I believe with this, we have set the pace that we are going to run this course for these 3 months. And I want us to be up and doing, and we'll get it all right. So we have our activities, group discussion. You are just 2. So what I would do is please get a contact from the group and create a time to do this work. What makes a great human resource professional? So you are going to consider traits, skills, and ethics. So do this together and come up with the summary of your discussion and send it to me personally. So I want to say thank you for your time. Please, we'll just have a few minutes because we have 7 minutes remaining, so I can take question and interaction or contribution. So over to us, please. Thank you. Anybody that wants to talk, you can go ahead. Okay, we are just 2. So, Komel, do you have anything to say?
I just wanted to say that this was quite short, but very impactful. Thank you. Then I wanted to also ask about the class activity. How do we exactly go about it? Do we like take it out of the group, discuss together, and then now bring up what we came up with, or right there on the group we can discuss it and then put it together and still send to you? Okay. Is it personal or it's a group effort?
It's group discussion. It's group discussion. So what we are going to do now, yes, I am going to create a class group and take all those that are qualified out of that place, so that those that miss the class can also share in the discussion.
Okay.
Yes. So they are going to have access to the record on the YouTube, but they can yes, they can partake in it. Thank you. So you are going to,
No
in
problem.
your discussion, please consider traits. You know what it traits? Your personality. Then consider
Yes, sir.
skill and ethics. So Abosede, any question or any suggestion, anything from your end, please?
No questions, sir. The only question I have is on the assignment, and you've already make this thing, sir. You've already clarified us on that.
Okay, thank you. So before I go, please try all your best to be with your guardians in the next class. So when you check the module, you know what we'll have for the next class. Because when we start taking recruitment and this, so how we're going to do job analysis, after we discuss it, we'll go to Google Documents and we'll do it live. So you can also do with your phone if your smartphone is of high grade. So I want it to be a kind of interactive class as possible, please. So thank you for joining the class today. And if you have anyone that's want to take the course, you can still reach out to them. Yeah, you can still reach out to them. So this course is recorded. It will be recorded from beginning to the end. So today, one should be live on YouTube maybe by tomorrow. I will also share the handle with us so that we can listen over and over again. So I think that will be all for now. Thank you. Any questions you can, my DM is open and you can ask your question. Thank you so much. So you can go to the group and in form of like thank you for today's class or this so that others will know that the class have started. Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you.